Hello again, this is Stephanie with Apex Languages with another Words of the Week. Today, I have a couple of homophones for you. Homophones are words that sound the same, but they're spelled differently and they have different meanings. So we're going to talk about aw, and aw. First, aw. Okay, say that with me. Aw, aw, aw. That one's not too hard, right? Okay, it is an interjection. Interjections, like I mentioned in the last video, are things that we say. They don't really have meaning in themselves, but they're used to express things. So, awe is used as an exclamation of pain, surprise, complaint, joy, etc. It's kind of busy for such a small word, isn't it? Okay, so for example, ah, I hit my finger with a stupid hammer. Okay, so that's something that you just say when you're in pain. It doesn't mean pain, but it's something that expresses your feelings, etc. Okay, so okay. Next, I didn't know that went there. Okay, so this is a good one for, surprise, for realization. Okay, ah, and the next one, don't scare me like that. That's surprise. Okay, so somebody walks in and you're not expecting them. That's just what we say when we're scared and shocked. Okay, you came. I'm so glad to see you. That's a happier So you can see it's all the same word. The the nuance of meaning, the difference in meaning has everything to do with how you say it, the tone that you use. If you add another syllable to it becomes aha. And so that's another fun interjection I figured I'd mention here. This is used as an exclamation of triumphant discovery. Aha, I knew it was you. Aha, I finally solved the puzzle. So this is, I knew I was right. Aha. And we use it so much that we have a phrase called the aha moment. That's when English speakers would say that the light bulb goes off in your head. That means that you're suddenly inspired, right? Uh, in Greek you had eureka. I figured it out, right? So your aha moment is I've been working really hard at something and I figured it out, okay? Or I was right. I've got the solution. Now we have aw. Okay, our final interjection for today. This one can be used as exclamation of protest or complaint. So like aw, it can be negative, or used to express sugary approval. So the first one, aw, we don't want to go to bed. If you write it, those W's tend to multiply. Okay, so you can just write AW or aw, because when we say it, we usually make it really long. Okay, we don't want to go to bed. We want to stay up forever. Okay, so I'm not happy. On the other hand, oh, look at the cute kitty. That's what they mean by sugary approval. It's a little much, right? Oh, this is when you go into baby talk, right? Look at the little kitty cat. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, um that's awesome. It's a little bit too sweet. Um but that's what we use all for. Now, I've got more than just interjections for you today. Aw. Okay, so this one's pronounced a little longer than the first one I showed you, but not as long as the aw. It is an old Norse word, so it's been in our language for a very long time, and it comes from fright, the word for fear, basically. Okay, so what does it mean? Something scary, right? Well, awe can be a noun and a verb, so I'm going to talk to you about the noun first. an overwhelming feeling of reverence or admiration, wonder, amazement. Where does the fear come from? Well, this idea, the word originally meant to be afraid of something. For example, a leader, the king. You're afraid of him. And biblically, this idea was converted into you fear God, you're afraid of his power, but because you're so afraid, you worship him out of that fear because he's amazing. Okay? So this idea was converted, first a very divine idea, and then, it started being applied to other things. So when you are in awe of something, when you feel awe towards something, it's these feelings as if you came face to face with God. You're just overwhelmed. There's so much emotion. You're so amazed. It's so wonderful that your mouth opens up and you just can't say anything. You're just completely frozen out of this complete respect for something. Okay? So awe, short word, but very, very powerful. So awe is when you go and you visit uh, the Vatican, the Sistine Chapel, right? Something you see something amazing and ancient, and you're just like, oh my gosh, how did they do this? Or you go and watch the sunset on the beach, and you're like, oh, you're experiencing a piece of the divine, whatever you believe in. Okay, you feel you can't speak. You're completely overwhelmed by just feelings of, wow, there's something bigger in the world and I'm part of it and it's amazing. Okay, so that's awe. I've never felt so much awe as when I was in the Vatican. And the second sentence, you're in awe of something. Okay, so in awe of is a very common use of this. So they were in awe of the simple yet astounding beauty that surrounded them. Okay, in awe of. What does the verb mean? Okay, to inspire with deep respect. So the Vatican awed like nothing had before. They were awed by the simple yet astounding beauty of nature. Okay, so to inspire with awe, to cause awe in others. Now, let me finish this with a talk on two words that come from this root, but mean completely different things: awesome and awful. They're both adjectives. So given you a noun and I've given you a verb, and now you've got the adjectives. Okay. Awesome means causing awe. Okay. So in theory, something that's awesome, that sunset was awesome. Now, awesome, it has been undergoing a big change in the past couple of decades. So a very recent change. It's so new that you will still find people who are unhappy about it. Okay, so the 80s, the 90s, it really started to change its meaning and become weaker. So again, this idea of something that just freezes you and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. On the other hand, nowadays it doesn't have to be as life changing. It can just be good. So winning the lottery would be awesome. Oh my gosh, I don't know what I would do. Going out for pizza would be awesome. Can you see how less life changing, right? Okay. Wow, that drawing's awesome. That movie was awesome. We use awesome for everything nowadays. Um, so be aware of that. Uh, for better or worse, awesome is a relatively common word. Okay, and so it can be something huge, but it doesn't have to be. Awesome just describes things are good day to day on a daily level. Okay, On the other hand, we have an antonym, essentially, an opposite, awful, which is extremely bad, terrible. Okay, now how do they have these two different meanings? It goes back to the root of the word. Okay, because awe originally meant fear. And so that original meaning of something that is full of fear, that causes fear in you, it's bad, it's terrible. Now, this one is still, awesome can be used for anything. Awful is still strong. Okay, it doesn't have to be life-changingly awful. Okay, but it's still a pretty strong word. Breaking my leg would be awful. Getting a paper cut, not quite awful. So it's a stronger word. It's not the strongest word. Oh, but awful is just for something that's really bad. Okay, so do not confuse these. It's very easy to, but awesome, amazing, awful, terrible. Practice makes perfect. So your assignment today, write me about something awesome that happened to you recently. Okay, so what's something really amazing and what was something awful? Alternatively, write me about a life-changing experience that filled you with awe. Doesn't matter what you write, guys. If you send me something, you're practicing, you'll get to learn those words a little better. So make sure that you practice. And I am going to let you go for now. Thank you as always for watching my videos. Check out apexlanguages.com for more and have an awesome day.